JK, I don't see that there's any choice. Now, your tax situation demands extra shelters this year, and it's just too late for anything elaborate.
Oh, come on, George. Now, you could have come up with better ideas than this in your sleep. Now, I don't want to give my money to some group of egotistical doctors, especially religious ones. Now, George, you know me. If I'm going to spend my money, I want to spend it where I think it'll do the most good.
JK, you aren't supporting just doctors. It's for sick children. Now, you've always talked about helping the future generations. Besides, it's local, and it's needed. What's the difference?
The difference is, it's my money. Well, can we arrange press coverage?
Radio and television will be here for a press conference the minute you give the word. And, of course, our own editor...
Will the board agree?
Well, they'll think it's great. A children's wing for Westbrook Hospital, it's terrific. It'll reach everybody right here.
Well, now, do I have to do this personally?
JK, think of it as a monument to your life's work. Something that'll live on.
Well, okay. But it's still a lot of money. My money.
Hey, hi, Chris. Did you see this morning's newspaper? Talks all about a brand new children's wing they're going to add to Westbrook Hospital. Some rich man is donating all the money.
Wow, it sure would be neat to have a special place just for kids. Will it be nice?
Oh, beautiful. And with all the latest equipment. Boy, he must be such a nice person. You know, I think it's terrific when someone who has a lot of money uses it for something really worthwhile instead of keeping it all for themselves. Well, maybe I'll get to work there someday. I'd sure like to.
And at the rate I'm going, I'll probably be a patient there.
Oh, now, don't you be a pessimist. I'll see you later.
Hiya, Chris. I'll be back in a minute. How's he doing this morning?
He's holding his own so far, Dr. Mason, but he's still awfully weak. He just doesn't seem to be picking up the way he should.
That's the 4th operation for a congenital heart problem. We've done all we can, but the outlook doesn't look very bright. Certainly wish we could be more hopeful.
Oh, I do, too. He's such a spunky little kid.
Yeah.
Makes you feel kind of helpless, doesn't it?
Well, how's my star patient this morning?
Okay.
Good. It's kind of lonesome in here, isn't it, Chris?
Sure glad God's in here.
Yeah. He's the best friend of all, isn't he?
Yep.
Now, come on, let's sit up just a little bit. I want to check that ticker of yours.
Operator, I need an ambulance. Yes, right away. I think it's a heart attack. I don't know. The News Chronicle. News Chronicle, right.
You know, if I'd part that 18th, I'd have had you wiped right off the course.
Speculation, speculation.
Oh.
Hi.
Hiya.
Hiya, Penny. Everything okay?
No, it's not. They just brought J.K. Stearns into the emergency room. Possible heart attack.
The J.K.
Uh-huh.
Stearns?
You mean the one who's donating?
That's right. Half the hospital is down there.
Oh, boy. Who's on an emergency?
Dr. Jeffries.
Hey, Wes, we better get down there.
Yeah.
Well, of course, it's too early to be sure, but I think it's a minor infarction.
A few days of absolute rest ought to clear him up. If he could just calm down a bit.
Yeah.
Look at him, he's still going in high gear.
I'll say it, you hear? He was giving orders all the way to the hospital. Even threatened to sue the medics because they pinched his arm when they moved the stretcher. How about that?
Well, some thanks for trying to save his life.
Yeah.
The big generous hospital philanthropist is really quite a guy. And
Yeah, well, of course, no one will be normal under conditions like that. We'll just have to give him time.
yeah, I hope you're right. Oh, by the way, I meant to ask you, what's the latest word on Chris?
Oh, it's not so good. He's not responding to the last operation. Been 10 days, and, well, he's losing ground every day. In fact, I've got to check that monitor right now.
Well, surely there must be a private room somewhere in this hospital.
Mr. Stearns, we have special equipment here to care for you. And the doctors want you on the cardiac unit. Is everybody ready? 1, 2, 3, go. We'll move you to a private room as soon as possible.
I'll make it soon. I want the phone there and put my briefcase on the stand.
Mr. Stearns, you're supposed to have absolute rest.
Nonsense. I'll roll up the head of this bed.
Oh, here. Oh, Mr. Stearns, I'm so sorry.
Oh, just get out. You've done enough damage already. No privacy, lousy service, and incompetent help. What's next around here?
Oh, I guess I better get some dry sheets.
Get the phone. Hello, George. Never mind how I am. Now, George, now listen. And don't give me an argument. The grant is canceled. Yes, I said canceled. Period. George, I mean it.
Nurse, have you seen Dr. Gallagher?
He said he would be in the doctor's lounge.
Oh, all right. Thank you. You want to take that? Well, how's Jack Nicholas this evening?
Well, at least I never said I was PGA material.
Let's see, what have you got for us golfers here? Milk, apple juice, grapefruit juice? You want something?
Yeah, I'll have an apple juice.
Okay.
Maybe it'll help keep the doctor away.
Oh, bad joke. When are you going to take your duties seriously around here and get this thing defrosted? We got a golf date tomorrow?
Yeah, we sure do. You better watch out, too. I've been practicing.
Yeah, I see.
Hey, you know, I've been doing some research on that new children's wing. I think I got some pretty good ideas.
Oh, really? You're quite interested in kids, aren't you, Wes? Did you ever consider going into pediatrics?
Well, I don't know. I don't suppose all kids would respond like Chris Matthews, but still, you know, I think there's a lot of satisfaction to be had from working with children.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They're so honest, genuine.
Yeah, they have a kind of, oh, I don't know, simplicity, an idealism that just really rubs off on you, you know.
Oh, I know what you mean. It makes me think of a quote. Some poet said, the child is father of the man. I think what he's getting at is that we can learn an awful lot from kids.
It's really true.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hello, Dr. Mason.
Hiya, Chris. Hey, it's good to see you working on that breakfast.
It's slow going, like swallowing sawdust.
Well, hey, your folks are coming to see you today. Do you feel up to having some company?
Yes, I think so.
Good. Now, you finish that breakfast and get some rest. And they'll be here about 10. All right?
Thank you, Dr. Mason. And can I have a pain shot?
Sure, Chris.
But don't tell my mom, okay? She'd just get worried.
Okay. By the way, do you two know each other? Chris Matthews, this is Mr. J.K. Stearns.
J.K. Stearns, really? Isn't he the man who's giving money to the new children's wing?
That's right.
Wow, wait till I tell our kids. Glad to meet you, Mr. Stearns.
Yes. Now, Dr. Mason, I'd like to know what I'm getting out of here. I have work to do. It's making me nervous being cooped up like this. Wasting time.
Well, Mr. Stearns, you've had a small posterior infarction. You should be in here for at least a week to 10 days. Then another couple of weeks at home resting. You know, we can't afford to take these things lightly.
You doctors do like to dramatize things, don't you?
I wish you would take it more seriously. All right. I'll look in on both of you a little later this afternoon. Bye-bye, Chris.
Bye. I have a paper out for a News Chronicle. My friend's doing it for me while I'm in the hospital. I think the News Chronicle is the best paper in town.
Well, I should hope so.
I'm going to give money for the new children's wing, too.
Huh?
I'm going to save up my paper route money to help build a new wing. I think that's a really neat thing to do.
Paper route money?
Yeah, I get $5 a week, and I'm going to put $3.50 away for the new children's wing. I keep $1, and 50 cents is for tithe.
For what?
Tithe, you know, for God.
What do you mean for God? What's he charge you for?
He doesn't charge you. It's his money. My dad always gives 1/10 of his money and says when you're old enough to earn money, you're old enough to give God his share just like the Bible says. That money really isn't mine anyway. God's the one who takes care of me, and this is one way I can thank him.
Thank him? Here you are stuck in a crummy hospital. You've got a really serious heart problem, and you're just a kid. I can't see that that's much to be thanking God for.
Mr. Stearns, you look on the bad side of everything. I figure it this way. Sure, I've got problems. There are lots of things I wish I can do, and maybe I never can. But I've got a lot to be thankful for.
Like what?
Like Mom and Dad. I've got the best folks a kid ever had. And friends. Jimmy made me this model car. And I'm really lucky to have my paper out. You see, I've got a lot to be thankful for.
You want to roll over, Chris?
What makes you think
You should pay God.
It's not paying him, it's already his. My dad showed me in the Bible where it says, everything we have is God's, and he sort of loaned it to us. To show our thanks, he asks us to give him 1/10 of our increase. Dad said this is what we call profit. You must make a lot of profits that you collect money from all the paper routes.
Yeah, Chris. The newspaper makes lots of money.
And with people like you giving too, we'll have the new children's wing on the hospital real soon. Hey, maybe me and you are sort of partners.
He seems to be getting weaker.
I just wish there were something else we could do to help him.
Well, it won't be much longer now. Did you talk to his parents?
No, I think they sense it. I'm going to talk to them this afternoon.
Mr. Stearns, your office would like you to call. They said it was very urgent.
Hello, George. Fine, fine. What's the problem? Well, can't you handle that? No, put him on. Hello, Rogers. What's the problem? We'll use Caslin. Rogers, that's a very common type style. Should be no trouble getting it. Well, pressure them. Don't let them push us around. Okay, fine. Now, keep me informed. Can't do a thing for themselves.
They really need you down there, don't they?
Well, they're finally finding out.
You must know more about newspaper work than anybody. Do you run the big presses, too?
Well, not now. But I sure used to. Why, when I was 10 years old, I was helping my dad ink up the old Mealy press, and we were turning out jobs as fine as any you ever saw.
10 years old?
That's right. Those big presses, they sound mean. They purr like a kitten, if you know how to handle them.
I'd like to see one, a real one.
Well, come on down when you get out of here, and I'll take you through. I'll call George, my manager, have him arrange it.
Wow, I sure can see why you're helping building the new kids' wing. You're swell.
Hey, I thought we were partners.
Sure I am.
Okay, then. We'll work on this together.
Yeah.
Okay, now. You want to pull that pin for me? Beauty. How do you like that?
Not very well.
Okay. Let's see what you can do. Too bad. You know, I should give you that, but I won't.
Oh, thanks a lot. Double bogey. You rigged these balls, didn't you, Mason?
A likely story. Oh, that's me. I gotta go.
Oh, it's just no fun having a conscientious doctor as a golfing
Look,
partner.
I told Penny to call me if anything went wrong with Chris. That's what it is, I expect.
Goodbye, Mr. Stearns. Glad to have met you.
What's this goodbye business? They're not letting me out, so I'll be right here waiting when you get back. We've still got lots of plans to make. And George has the appointment all set up to see the presses.
I'll only be a minute, Charles. J.K. should be ready and waiting. Well, J.K., Charles is waiting outside with the car. Shall we go on down? Hold the chair. I guess it's hospital policy or something. I've cleared everything for this afternoon except...
George, I want to increase the grant.
You want to what?
George, I want to add a special cardiac unit to that new wing. On top of that, there's a very substantial check that has to be paid to... George, how do you make a check out to God?
But I thought...
Never mind what you thought. As my partner said, if you're old enough to earn money, you're old enough to give God his share. Thanks for everything, nurse. Bye.
Bye.
And thank you, too, for your good care. Dr. Gallagher, keep up the good work.
Thank you, Mr. Stearns.
Dr. Mason, my greatest thanks for your care and hospitality.
Mr. Stearns, it's the very least we could do.
No, Doctor. The very best.
Thank you very much.